Hey guys, this is Scott and Ariane with the Backpacker TV. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button and be a part of our outdoor community. Today it's all about rain jackets, rain gear. Ariane and I went backpacking this week and we need new rain jackets. So we started doing a little research on what to get. So we're gonna tell you how to pick a rain jacket that's right for you, because all rain jackets are different and everybody is built differently. So what is good for one person may not be good for you. We're also going to share with you a little secret that most people don't know, is that, did you know rain jackets have ratings? Yep. Did you know that most ratings aren't on labels on the rain jackets when you go to buy them? Yep. I went to REI recently to go look for rain jackets, and I was surprised not one single label had the rain jacket rating. So after all the research here in REI, not one rating was on one of the tags I looked at, whether it was Black Diamond, whether it was Patagonia, whether it was Marmot, whether it was REI, whether it was North Face. Not one tag or even the manufacturer's label had the rating on it, which means you're gonna have to do some research. And so how are you supposed to know what is actually gonna keep you dry? Waterproof is a little bit of a myth. Now I'm gonna share with you why they say guaranteed waterproof and why some just say water resistant and how you should know the difference. So anyway, stay tuned. So there's a lot of different ways that a jacket is made. Now we always remember the fisherman on the shrimp boat that's got the yellow rain suit on with the hat, and he's at the steering wheel of the helm with a big storm coming through. That's a rubber rain type of gear. Now that is waterproof because it's made out of a rubber material. It's not made out of the fabric that's made on most rain jackets today. However, what they don't tell you is that guy sweated profusely. There was no way any air was ever coming out from within on that rain jacket. So you're probably more familiar with Gore-Tex. Gore-Tex is kind of like the trademark Gore-Tex. This is going to be waterproof. But even Gore-Tex has a rating, and even Gore-Tex has its limits. What I'm going to show you is the two different kind of rating systems that all rain jackets have, including Gore-Tex. Now, the rating system, like I said, won't be found on labels. So you're going to have to do a little research, but I'm going to show you how and what to look for. The first rating system is PSI, or pounds per square inch. That's the force of water hitting the fabric, right? So we all know what pounds per square inch is because all of our homes have a water regulator in there. So when water comes into your house, it's regulated and the pounds per square inch are regulated. So like in our Airstream, when we hook up to shore power, our water regulator is 40 pounds per square inch. That's how much water pressure per square inch is running through our water lines. Ironically, 40 psi is also how Gore-Tex is rated. So that's the first rating to look for. What is the PSI of the piece of fabric? The second rating always to look for is millimeter/24. Sometimes you see it as M2/24. What that means is how many milliliters of water in a 24-hour period will be before it starts soaking through the material. So most rain jackets have a rating of M2/24, and then you'll see 15,000, 20,000, 28,000, and that is the rating most rain jackets go by. How much water can hit that fabric at a given time with a given amount of pressure, and that's when the water starts soaking through. Along with the rating systems, there's also other things to look at when you're looking for a rain jacket. For example, how is it seamed? There's two kinds of seams, right? There's a stitch seam where they actually stitch a seam together. That would normally be your zipper. Or is it a bonded seam or a welded seam? That is actually when they actually weld the seam with a type of plastic that is actually melted together. Now you can always tell the difference between a welded seam and a stitched seam. The stitched seam is going to be, there's not going to be any kind of coating on it. It's going to be rough, right? Where the welded seam is going to be, it's going to have like a smooth finish on it. Normally, welded seams are going to be on your pockets of your rain jacket. A really good quality rain jacket, though, is going to have welded seams throughout the jacket. Now, that's a huge difference to look for, because on most rain jackets, including this old one that I'm wearing, right, it's the stitch seam in the middle, and then they take a flap to flap it over your zipper, and they put Velcro on it. Well, if you use your rain jacket as much as I do, that Velcro is not going to last long. So what happens is that when you're backpacking or hiking, the Velcro starts flapping off or doesn't stay. You can always clean the Velcro and make sure that that's a tight seal, but does rain come with wind ever? Yeah, it does. And sometimes it's really heavy wind. So water will always find a way to get into nook and crannies. You know, if it doesn't have a straight line Velcro and you can't Velcro it all the way down, water is going to seep through there eventually, depending on how long you're going to be in the rain. Again, it's a PSI rating, and it's how long does it have to rain per 24 hours for that water to start soaking in the fabric. Gore-Tex, for example, is rated 40 PSI, and it's also rated as a 28,000 mm/24. That's a pretty high rating. 28,000 mm is a pretty good, solid rating for rain jacket. But is it overkill? And what else do you look for in a rain jacket? Obviously, you look for breathability, right? The most important thing to know about when or how to choose rain gear is you have to know your lifestyle. Because rain jackets, that's a pretty broad lifestyle, right? So are you just going to go outdoors and you don't want to get wet when you run to the store? You're going to go backpacking, you're going to go hiking. It really is a lifestyle piece of gear. So I've used the Marmot Precip for a long time. Ariane uses the Marmot Precip. But that kind of suits our lifestyle because I multi-purpose the rain jacket. Not only do I use it to keep dry, but I also use it to block wind. I've also used it for backpacking, hiking, kayaking, and ice climbing. So I have to ask myself when I'm looking for a rain jacket, what rain jacket best suits my lifestyle? What am I going to be doing in my rain jacket? So again, the three questions I always tell people: where are you going to go? How long are you going to be there? And is weight important to you? Now, I'll probably add a fourth one in the rain jacket search, because I have to ask myself, what is my lifestyle? What am I going to really be using it for, and how can I multi-purpose the gear? The other thing too about rain jackets is this: everybody's different. So, you know, when I'm hiking and in cold weather, do I perspire? Do I perspire more than others? How does that and the body heat I create, how is that different from somebody who is always cold and doesn't generate a lot of body heat? Like Ariane is always cold. She doesn't generate the mass amount of body heat than I do. So she may be choosing something that has less breathability, or I might be choosing something that has more breathability. So let's talk about different scenarios with your rain jacket. There are times that it hasn't rained at all, and I will bring out my rain gear or my rain jacket quite a few times as a windbreaker. When it's that cold wind and you can just feel that wind cutting through your body, absolutely, absolutely, I put my rain jacket on to act as a windbreaker. Usually at that time, I'm not really exercising that much. I'm usually sitting around camp, or I'm kind of standing around, but I'm not really exercising that much. Once I start exercising, once I start getting into my hiking rhythm and I really start going, that's when my rain jacket doesn't really work anymore as a windbreaker. Now all it's doing, it's keeping trapped heat inside, and I start to overheat, which you do not want to do at any given time on the trail, whether it's 30 degrees outside or whether it's 80 degrees outside. You don't want to overheat. Most of the time in the summer, when it is a summer rain and I am backpacking, and I mean I am going, right, and it starts raining, I get a feel of, is it going to rain for a while or is it going to rain just for a few minutes? If it's just going to rain for a few minutes, often in the summertime, I don't even put my rain jacket on. I just let my shirt get wet. I probably put my pack cover on, but I always have a dry shirt in my backpack, and as long as that's dry, who cares? Who cares if I get wet? What's not going to hurt me? It's not going to bother me, but it keeps me cool. It's really regulating my body temperature if it's 80, 90 degrees, right? I'm probably hot. My core body temperature is probably, pretty warm, right? Just trying to regulate. I'm sweating a lot, and all of a sudden the summer rain comes in. I'll probably just keep going and not put on my rain jacket at all. Different scenario. It's 30 degrees. It's that slush rain that starts hitting. I'm still backpacking. I'm still warm, but now I do have to keep my body dry. I have to use the rain jacket to keep my core body temperature so it doesn't get too cold, and I don't want to lower my core body temperature so I start going into hypothermia. There's no way. But I also don't want to trap all that heat in to where I start sweating, because you remember, just because it's cold in some climates, there's a lot of humidity, especially out here in the southeast. So at that point, definitely put my rain jacket on, but I want a breathable jacket. I want it breathable. And that's where you're going to have to do the research. That's where it's going to be a balance. So I do like the new Marmot precepts because of the way they've changed their technology a little bit. With the Marmot membrane, the new membrane that they have in there, it's a little bit lighter. They still have the pit zips, but there are better jackets out there. And when I went to REI, I think I found one. So I have to say, I didn't really like any of the jackets I looked at, except for the Black Diamond. The Black Diamond always has great gear. I think a lot of backpackers look beyond Black Diamond sometimes because it can get kind of pricey, but as far as lightweight, multi-usable, rain and breathability, I really like that Black Diamond. Coincidentally, they did not have, REI was not shipped, or in this Atlanta store anyway, Marmot did not ship the Marmot Precip jacket, which was completely redeveloped in about 2014. So that's the rain jacket that I've always had. Has some good, has some bad, but that's the rain jacket I've always worn. But it was interesting to hear that Marmot didn't even ship the Precip to the Atlanta store this year. Huh, interesting. Hey guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you got some value in how to choose a rain jacket or rain gear, what to look for. If you like playing in the rain like we do, it's important to have good rain gear. So please give this video a thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button so you can be a part of our outdoor community. And we'll see you out on the trail, rain or sun.
Always. All right, bye you guys.
Bye. Are those waterproof boots?
Nope. Now I get to dry everything inside the house.
Another video.